Minister of Finance presents the Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper to the House Committee on Finance. Also on the program,
there are 1001 things that can make female to move back in politics. That we have been able to achieve a little bit. There are improvements now.
We'll speak with a female lawmaker, Honorable Taiwo Oluga. She gives us her perspective on women's right to affirmative action. You're watching the Hallowed Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adiri. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service has raised doubts over claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation that the daily consumption of PMS in the country is 60 million litres. He said the annual 6.34 trillion naira subsidy payment cannot be justified by the NNPC. The Customs Chief disclosed this during his presentation to the House Committee on Finance at the continued hearing of the proposed 2023 to 2025 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper. The House Committee is also worried that funds under the subsidy scheme were grossly mismanaged.
I want us to appreciate the fact that for a developing country, the need for borrowing will always be there. It doesn't matter how much we make, the country must borrow. But what we should be interested in is the sustainability of what we are borrowing. And I think from what she has said, the country is on a good pedestal in terms of managing its borrowing.
This goes through the T&T process. Okay. That's the trade and tariff and trade process. All the other revenue which we generate internally is also paid into federation account. There are auction sales that we do on
abroad. You know how much you pay when you take the London Underground or you take a train from London to you know what you pay. So those things generate revenues in those other countries. What is subsidized, they know it in the rural areas. So those things, an airport is not just somewhere to travel. The international airports you see abroad, they have, apart from what you pay inside your ticket, all those shops that we patronize, they pay taxes and all kinds of things to government, okay, apart from rent that they pay. So we have those projects, we have airports, and it's not just this one in Abuja. We have, no, okay, so we have rails, then let's just use one. At least there are some you have seen. You have seen the Sukuk, which is a project-tied borrowing. You've seen those ones. It works. We don't pay the contractors.
I have Honorable Taiwo Oluga joining us on the program. She will tell us about the growing advocacy to increase the participation of women in governance. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
How easy was it to get your party's ticket for the second time to return you to the House of Representatives next year?
Indeed, very easy. First and foremost, let me thank God Almighty, the giver of everything. And also I appreciate all my leaders. I appreciate all my constituents. I appreciate every one of them for standing by me. And up to now, they are still standing. And I want to also appreciate all my brothers that we vied for the ticket together from the other local government, although in my own local government, there was none. But in the other local government, because I represent 3 local governments, Ayedade, Irewole, Ishokan local government, I had another strong aspirant contender from Irewole, my brother Ibrahim then. We went to the field, really, and people have spoken because this is democracy. People have spoken, and by the grace of God and by the support of all, they gave their mandate to me. We are all winners. Both of us, myself and my brother that we went to field together, we are winners. There's nothing good that you think you have the monopoly of it. Everyone, we have the right to contest against each and every one of us. So it wasn't so easy the way you said it. We moved around, we campaigned, we prayed, and so on and so forth. And here we are today, we have the ticket, and that is just a phase, is a step. We have other steps to be taken to return back to the 10th Assembly, and that we have actually started. Myself, even with the other aspirant, with his followers too, and with everybody in the community. Because once I became the representative in 2019 of Ayédáadé Irewole Ìṣọ̀kan Federal Constituency, I told my people there, my constituent, say I am not representative of only APC. I am representative of all the good people, all Irewole Ayédáadé Ìṣọ̀kan Federal Constituency. So now that we have started the campaign again, I have made sure that I am leaving no stone unturned so that we can actually get the results come February 2025. As we speak, I have a strong contender too from Apomu. Apomu has been the base for the opponents. You know, in Nigeria, we have two strong parties, the PDP and the APC. So now, the same place that the PDP picked their candidate the other time, they picked in the same town too. And I must say the person they pick is a brother too, is friendly. But when it comes to politics, we're going to field, and the people of our constituent, they have tested me, they have trusted me, I have delivered. I have gone extra mile. I told them that for them to have a constituency project alone, you have to lobby at the National Assembly. It doesn't come on a platter of gold. You don't sit in your office or you sit at the plenary alone and you think they will bring those schools, they will bring the road, they will bring the empowerment, they will bring the training, everything that I've done. And I'm glad to tell you that from Orilio, I was talking to our special advisor from Orilio, which is a big sis. Do you know she was telling me that one of the trainings that I had for the constituent in piggery, that the piggery of my constituent now, that even he has started exporting.
What made you stand out and ensure you win the majority vote in the primary election? Tell us about your constituency.
Oh, I think it's about the grace of God. I'm a Christian, and it's about hard work. It's about delivering. It's about accessibility. And that has been a problem between the electorate and people in power. When people get to sit, when they get to offices, they make themselves unavailable for the constituent. But I think I tried as much as possible to bridge the gap. I am accessible. I always say it, that I have only one line. And I got the line the year MTN came. That was years back, 35,000, and I've not had another line since then. So it means you can call, you can discuss, you can get across to me, you can leave message, and I will definitely. So I think people appreciate that a lot. Coupled with the projects, coupled with accessibility, coupled with my intervention left and right, not only to members of my party.
It seems your constituent supports the aspiration of women in politics.
It will tell you that my predecessors, that they have done well. We have the first female speaker, Right Honorable Oluga. She was at the House of National Assembly for 12 years, 3 terms. Same thing, another big sis, 3 terms, and myself too coming on board. It means they have done well. So when it was time to present the predecessor of Right Honorable Oluga, it wasn't difficult. You know, at times when a particular sex rule, they will say we don't want this again. It means Right Honorable Speaker, she did well. So it was easy for Honorable Ayomide to come on board. When you perform in the office, when you deliver, when people have access to you, when it means you make ways for others to come on board. So that actually paved the way for me. And it is not that men in our constituency are not vying too, but people just think and they think down their heart, and they think that okay, females we should just continue to represent them. And I must say that for any reason, we always take cognizance of that, and we are just being careful so that we will not disappoint both male and female in the constituency. So it's about delivering when you are in office, and it's about performing.
What is your view on women's right to affirmative action?
I wish other constituencies too can represent, and I wish other states too can at least that we have a House of Representative member female, at least 2 or 3 from each state. I wish and I pray so too. And we will not only wish, we will not only pray, and we'll just keep sensitizing. There are 1001 things that can make female to move back in politics. That we have been able to achieve a little bit. There are improvements now. There are more female, they are clamoring even to be in position, even to contest, even to come out. The boldness is returning, not unlike before, that people are scared, especially when you're a female, that they will name you, that you are going to spend a lot of money, we don't have money, you have night meeting. No, the narratives are changing now. We now know that we have a lot of female that contested even across the country for this one. And I'm sure, I don't have the data right now, and I'm sure come 10th assembly and at our various houses of assembly, we're going to have improved and a great number of female in seat.
Your re-election at the general election may be a bit challenging this time, considering that your party lost the recently concluded governorship election.
Oh, I won't agree that my party lost. The result has been declared, but we must not forget, and I'm sure viewers at home, they are listening to me, that there are litigations, there are court cases that we have raised. We have raised objection, which is approved, and it's right under law. If you have election, you can raise. Even in 2018, when we have same, that Governor Isiaka Gboyega was declared, I remember the opposition, the PDP too, they went to court, even to the supreme level. So if they have declared them, they have declared the governor-elect as we speak, as the governor. It is not, I don't see any sin there, I don't see any crime there. We have not committed any crime by challenging if we have fact and figures. And when you go to court, they speak to papers, they speak to documents, they speak to fact and figures. And before November 27, 2022, we believe the actual winner will be sworn.
Do you believe your party still enjoys the support of the majority of voters in Osun State?
Oh, sure. We are very, very optimistic in Osun State. We are very, very optimistic. Not because we think people we want to override people's choice, but because we know our candidate, Governor Isiaka Gboyega has really worked. Not because I'm a politician. Even I'm sure the opposition, they know that he has really transformed the state. Even with the meager resources, he has really done a lot of things that it is obvious. It will be an understatement to say that people did not vote my own party because our governor did not perform. No, he has done a lot in every sector that you can mention. It is obvious. The facts are there to check and to cross-check. But you know, democracy at times, and when you go to polling unit, and a lot of vote buying went that day. I think it was just about the highest bidder. And don't remember, if you remember that before the election, from the governor-elect, he said something that I know is still in the domain for everybody to cross-check, that dollar for dollar, pound sterling for pound sterling, naira for naira, euro for euro. So when you see the result, and that day when you see that the vote vying was the order of the day, I am not surprised. And considering the level of poverty across the globe, not only in Nigeria, inflation, out of jobs, insecurity, and so on and so forth, so people could actually trade their conscience for little amount, that I'm sure before the end of that July 16 that we had our election 2022, they must have finished spending it. But even with that, we are at court, and we believe the winner will be sworn in come November 27.
Well, some people have said the rancor inside Osun APC caused its defeat at the polls. Could this be the case?
If you're saying, I will want to keep mute on that, because even in PDP, are we saying their house were not in order, and up till now, I can say it authoritatively, they still have infighting in their house. But at times when things like this happen, the best way is just to keep mute and to keep watching and to keep following the trend of things. And for every experience, is an experience that we have gone through in Osun State. I believe if we are truly and genuinely progressive, we have learned one thing or the other from both parties. We have two factions within. I believe we must have learned. It wouldn't be the wish of a progressive, whether you are in faction A or you are in faction B, to have lost the seat, because it was really tug of war to have gotten that mandate years back. So for any reason, you don't throw the baby with the bathwater, you don't throw it away. But now it has happened. That's why I'm saying that party A and party B, we must have learnt our lesson, although in a very hard way.
Even the achievement of the current administration in the state and the influence could not get enough votes to win the election. Why was it so difficult?
No, Blue, no, I won't agree with it. I just told you now, I just said it and I will repeat it again, that we should not forget. It's because of the kind of system we have in Nigeria that nobody, there's freedom of expression. Yeah, I agree. But there's some things you don't say in the public. There's some things that when you say in advanced country, you are to be interrogated, you are to be investigated, you are to be monitored. But because the whole system in the country needs to be restructured, is not functioning. If you are he was a candidate then, governor-elect, Governor Demola Adeleke was a candidate then, and he said it publicly, naira for naira. So it was not a blow on our party. They have said it, and he said it in one of the interview too, that he was given a huge sum of money, huge amount, by my brother to fight against the sitting governor. And I said it. So it wasn't a blow on our party. It was just the level of poverty, the level of insecurity, the level of out of job, out of school, everything together. It will go a long way for anybody in Nigeria, and afraid Nigeria as we speak, to see 20,000 that you just have to do this when we have a lot of crimes, that even to get a head of human being in Nigeria now, with less than 10,000 you will get it, according to those that they have picked and they have confessed. The records are there to check. So for anybody to see 10,000-20,000 on election day to buy their conscience, you know, so many things. So it wasn't a blow on our side. It is because the system needs to be overhauled. Honestly, we just need to rearrange some things, and some things need to come back in place that will make a citizen, that will make a citizen of any place to see 20,000 not to go or do something against your conscience. So I want to believe that even with that, that it was not that Mr. Governor Isiaka Agboyega Oyetola did not perform. That was the reason. They wouldn't say that. The civil servant won't say that. Citizen of Osun will not say that he did not perform. That was why we were giving blow. No. Even when it was tough in 2014 to 2018, that the state could not afford even to pay the full salary of civil servant, we still went to the poll and we won. There were so many things that were, the foundation were laid then. Were in Osun, it was laid. And coming on board of Governor Isiaka Agboyega Oyetola, he built on it. And along the line, there's no way you might step on some people's toes. Maybe that coupled with the other issues led to this. But I wouldn't want to speak much on it.
So has the Osun APC learned from its mistakes?
In Osun State, I believe, I just said it, that from faction A and faction B, if you have worked hard for something, even if you are aggrieved, I'm sure we must have learned. There are leaders in both factions. And I just said a proverb that when you are angry, you don't throw the baby and the bathwater away. But eventually, if we have done that, I'm sure we know what it takes to get a new baby. Conception. After conception, you stay for a period of 9 months. Get the baby, get the water, the stress, get the labor room, another stress, get the baby alive, then get water to wait for the water. Eventually, long story, long steps, it's a long process. It's going to take I'm sure both parties must have learned to manage such in case of another time.
That is all we have time for on this week's edition of the Hallowed Chambers. You can watch a repeat broadcast at 7 a.m. on Sunday. Also see this episode again on TVC News YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. I am Tijesu Adeoye. See you next time.